So here we are at the top end of the Sandford Mill fishery. This video aims to give you a walk through the work carried out by Simon Kane and his team at Kane Bioengineering. Right in front you can see the first of the large woody debris installations. In fact, there are three between the top three pegs, which have created a flow of water down the left-hand bank and started to re-establish the natural meander sequence. Getting a little closer, you can see what large woody debris actually looks like. All these branches and trees have been removed from the adjacent bankside, and they are tied down with hemp rope to large chestnut stakes driven into the riverbed. As we look further downstream, you can see where the next large woody debris installation begins on the opposite bank. Again, this is re-establishing the natural meander sequence. This is the large woody debris infill just downstream of peg number 3. Over time it will collect silt and firm up and eventually become part of the new bank. It'll all knit together as some of the trees start to grow and the roots work their way through the large woody debris. This is the bank infill now on the left hand bank, going a long way downstream nearly to the dry weir, and this is pushing the water now towards our right bank, improving the speed of flow and generally returning the river to a more natural state. Above peg 6 now, and you can see that the woody debris is indeed large. There are some very mature trees that have been felled, and the trunks and their branches dropped into the river and again secured tightly to the riverbed. At this point, just above the dry weir, we've got the effect combining of large woody debris installations on the left hand bank and gravel deposited into the river to produce more attractive spawning habitat for barbel, chub and other gravel spawning species. The increased speed of flow is really noticeable here, and that's exactly what we're looking for to change the river ecology. Just a few yards further downstream and you can see river narrowing and fast streaming flows over the deposited gravel, which have produced a very different looking section of river from what we had upstream. Standing on peg 9, we've got a much more open canopy produced by the removal of certain trees, as we can see here. This should allow more light through to the river to improve the growth of weed, which again benefits the aquatic habitat, the growth and breeding of invertebrates and natural fish food. But as you'll see, we've still left some overhanging branches for fish cover and features to fish to. The same recipe a few pegs further downstream, so some river narrowing with large woody debris and gravel introduced into the riverbed to speed the flow. Again, this looks a really nice habitat for the fish that prefer to spawn on fresh gravel. Final section of large woody debris staked in hard against this right hand bank before we return to the River Loddon as was. So let's see what happens over the next year or two and what the impact has been on the river ecology and the fish population.